Hello, welcome to Turkey's Hidden Files. I am investigative journalist Adem Yavuz Arslan. In this episode, I am going to share a more gripping story than any Netflix hit series. But unlike fiction, every detail here is real, and one day it will be written in history books. Let's dive in. Behind the gold, the bribes, and the power lies a story that the world was never meant to see. Millions in bribes, luxury watches, pianos, and the biggest corruption scandal in Turkey's history. From Tehran to New York, from Ankara to Miami. This is the story of the HALKBANK scandal. In early 2010s, the US had imposed heavy sanctions on Iran, aiming to curb its nuclear ambitions. But Iran still needed to access billions from its oil and gas sales. No international bank would touch that money. Iran needed a state bank and a president willing to take bribes. They found both in Turkey. Enter Reza Zarrab, a 26-year-old Iranian businessman living in Istanbul. He was married to Turkish pop star Ebru Gündeş, owned yachts, racehorses, and private jets. And he had a plan to move Iran's money through gold. The trick was simple. Iran sold gas to Turkey, Turkey payments stayed in HALKBANK, a state-owned bank, and on the paper, Turkey paid for the gas with Turkish goods. But Zarrab turned those funds into gold, shipped to Dubai, and then to Iran. It all looked legal. In reality, it was one of the largest sanction-busting operations in modern history. Zarrab didn't act alone. He worked with Iranian tycoon Babak Zanjani and top Turkish officials, including ministers and the HALKBANK CEO. He bought citizenship with bribes. He faked 20 billion in exports. And he paid off every politician and bureaucrats inside. In December 2013, police launched the biggest corruption raid in Turkish history. Millions of dollars were found hidden in shoebox at the HALKBANK CEOs at home. Ministers' sons were caught with cash-filled safes. Then came the tapes. In leaked phone calls, Erdoğan, president, told his son Bilal to zero the money at home. It became known as money zeroing tape. It was a big case. The scandal shook the government, but Erdogan fought back. He claimed the bribes were charity donation for religious school, Imam Hatip. Prosecutors and police were purged. Journalists were arrested. Media outlets were shut down. He called corruption probe a foreign coup. The entire case was buried. Erdogan was released after bribing officials. In Turkey, the scandal was over. But in America, a new chapter was about to begin. In 2016, Zarrab flew to Miami with his family for vacation. But there was a surprise. At the airport, the FBI arrested him on charge of money laundering and sanction evasion. He thought Erdogan would save him. Erdogan tried. Erdogan pressed to Obama, Trump, even Biden. He lobbied the White House, issued diplomatic notes, hired powerful lobbyists, but nothing worked. Realizing he was alone, Zarrab flipped. He became a witness for US prosecutors. He told everything, the bribes, the money roads, the ministers, the orders. And he claimed Erdogan personally approved the operation. The Hakan Atilla trial in New York. Zarrab testified. HALKBANK's deputy CEO Hakan Atilla was on trial. Zarrab's confession stunned the courtroom, exposing Erdogan's network with documents, photos and recordings. Attila was found guilty and sent to prison. Zarrab entered the witness protection program. But the story didn't end here. The case against HALKBANK in 2019. US prosecutors charged HALKBANK itself. The indictment said that bank secretly moved 20 billion of Iran money, breaking US sanctions and revealing hidden ties in Turkish financial system. Erdogan called the case political. He spent millions of dollars hiring top Washington lobby firms, for instance Ballard Partners, King and Spalding, Arnold and Porter, to make it go away. But he failed. In 2023, the US Supreme Court ruled HALKBANK has no immunity. The case will proceed. By the way, a new life in Miami. Zarrab vanished. Years later, in 2023, he resurfaced under a new name, Aaron Goldschmidt. He was running a luxury horse stable in Miami, living under a new name and new identity. It was me, exiled journalist from Turkey, who tracked him down and revealed the truth to the world. What it all means. The HALKBANK case is not just about a banker or gold trader. It's about how a government weaponized corruption to bypass international law and enrich those power. Reza Zarrab became a symbol of Erdogan's regime, where money, politics and impunity merge into one system. And the story isn't over. Erdogan is still trying to bury the case, even negotiating to pay billions in fines if the charge disappears. But the US justice system doesn't take order from a palace like Turkey. So we must ask, what is Erdogan so afraid of? Is Erdogan afraid of being accused of financing terrorism for himself and his family? One thing is clear. Corruption isn't just a crime. It's a national security threat. Rumor has it that after the New York trial begins, by the way soon, Netflix will expose how a pious family man, president, sold his nation's honor for bribes. Stay tuned. We will keep uncovering what Erdogan's regime tried to bury. If you believe truth still matters, support our work. See you in the next episode.